everybody. Just let me know that you guys can see me. I know that this is working. I scheduled a live. I've never done it before. I hope you guys see me. Anybody out there? Just let me know that you guys can see me. NT Way. I think you guys are there. Anyway, I wanted to talk about, hey guys, there you are. Hey Jojo, hey Catherine. Okay, so I wanted to talk about makeup, what age is age appropriate for makeup. I get a lot of questions about that kind of thing. Do any of you guys out there have like daughters or even sons now? Boys are wearing makeup too, so that's also another thing we're going to discuss today. Okay, you guys can see me. Good. So yeah, do you guys have children that are wearing makeup, aren't allowed to wear makeup? Let's get this discussion started because I'm super interested in getting your opinions, and then I'll let you guys know what my opinion is on the makeup matter. Okay, Robin, you have a 16 and 13-year-old. Do they wear makeup? Are they allowed to wear makeup? Let's see. My daughter, I guess I can start with my kids. My daughter, she's always been allowed to sort of wear makeup, but she just doesn't. She's really good at it, but she just doesn't wear makeup. I don't know, like, now makeup, I say not like full-on drag queen makeup, but, you know, covering up acne or scars or that kind of thing, I think is good. Let's see. Robin says at 16, you can choose to wear it at special times. Catherine says parenting is not my ministry, but I work with a lot of young people. Yeah, so, well, in my house, well, let me start off with what my mom, in my house, my mom never really wore makeup. She wore like mascara and that was it. I never was into makeup until I was older, like literally in my 20s. I think I've like told this story before, like the reason I started wearing makeup. Well, I had really bad acne growing up, and I wish that I would have had somebody tell me how to cover some of that up because it was really bad. But I started wearing makeup when I was in my early 20s to cover up a black eye I gave myself with hitting the car door open and myself black eye, and that's how I started wearing makeup. So it was never really discussed in our house. I don't know if I was allowed to or not. My mom didn't wear makeup, so we just never talked about it. My daughter is 10, but my niece is 17 and she wears makeup. So yeah, I never really had this discussion in my house when I was younger because I never wore it. I didn't have any interest in it. My mom didn't wear it. That's probably why. But I wish that I'd had somebody to help me at least like cover up some of my acne. I had really, really bad red acne growing up. And to be able to hide that would have been amazing. But, you know, it is what it is. Robin says she's in her 20s and her mother's makeup when she was in her and her dad. She said she's in her 20s, but she'd do her mom's makeup when she and her dad went out. So, but yeah, my mom didn't wear makeup. She had beautiful skin. She didn't have any acne. I had horrible acne. And I guess I decided when I started getting into makeup that it wasn't that serious. Xavier, my daughter, who's been on this channel before, I started showing her how to do a little concealer here and there with her, you know, with her acne, probably at like 11, 12, 13 years old. You know, we're not talking about like full on makeup and contouring and things like that, but just, you know, stuff to cover up her acne. And I know my son doesn't watch this channel. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. He's 21. But I showed him how to cover up his acne. He had really bad acne as well. And I made him some tinted moisturizer. I put a little bit of I think it was either concealer or foundation and moisturizer, and then showed him how to just sort of cover up, you know, the super redness that he had in regards to acne. So, you know, I'm all for that. In regards to like full on face makeup where these kids are looking like grown-ups, like wearing makeup, like more makeup than I wear. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Like these kids that are, you know, 12, 13, 14 years old. I saw a couple girls in the store yesterday, and this is what got me wanting to talk about this because they were full on like more than just they weren't going to prom or nothing. They had just regular clothes on, and they didn't look very old, and they had full on lashes, liner, like everything. And I was just like, that's a lot. I mean, I'm all for makeup, but that was just a little too, to go to Walmart, that's a little much. Um, yeah, so I wanted to talk about that. I also get a lot of questions, people who are always asking me like, oh, what age do you suggest? You know, my daughter wants to wear makeup, and what age should you suggest? And it's really just up to your household how you want to do it. I honestly don't see the problem in a little bit of makeup, you know, like I said, to cover up, you know, acne or scarring, just anything to make them feel a little better about themselves. I'm all for that. But I sort of draw the line in regards to like full on face makeup, like full, like what I would wear. I think 16, 17 is probably when you know, in my opinion, safe to start doing that. Let me see who else. Robin, my 16-year-old has skin issues that are just clear up. She also plays softball and basketball, so her group doesn't wear much makeup, but she watches all the videos. Oh, yours include. Tell her thank you. That was me. That was me in high school. I didn't wear makeup. I was a jock. I played softball. I played soccer. Like that was me. So I never really wore makeup until I was older. Like I said, my mom wasn't into makeup, so there was nobody in the house that was like, you know, drawing me to it. Um, yeah, and everyone, every now and then, Zen said it's up to the individual and their parents, and I agree. I remember, thank you. She said, Stargazer's mom said she loves my hair and makeup. I remember my best friend Brooke, so she's watching this. Hey, Brooke, we her dad. Okay, so first of all, her dad was like the manager, the lead man, regional manager, or something of CoverGirl, and they had a full-on office full of makeup, CoverGirl makeup. Like literally, you open the door, it looked like you were in the store. CoverGirl. We would go in there and just snatch stuff and put it on. Like Brooke was not allowed to wear makeup. Like I said, in my house, it was never discussed. But I remember going to the bus stop probably in like sixth, seventh grade. So like what, 12, 13 with Brooke, and she would be putting makeup on the bus or at the bus stop, and she would be taking it off like in the bus on the way home or at the bus stop before she walked home, because she just wasn't allowed to wear it. Now she has all girls now. I honestly didn't ask her what her opinion was. I know her 14-year-old I think is wearing makeup now, but I don't know how much she's allowed to. I've never really talked to her about it, but I remember how strict her parents were in regards to wearing makeup, and I at that time really wasn't into it, so it wasn't that appealing to me. But let me see. Too much for 12 and 13-year-old. Mascara and lip gloss is enough for that age. I sort of agree, Catherine, with, you know, 12 and 13. I think stuff, you know, that the makeup then I think is good for covering stuff up, you know, acne and that kind of thing. But as far as like a full on face of makeup, I don't know. But the video I did with Xavier and like the appropriate back to school makeup, minus like the contouring, I think that would probably be an age appropriate for like 13, 14 years old. But also I wanted to talk to you guys about like, how do you feel about men's makeup or like these boys wearing makeup as well? I know that that's been like a big, you know, topic, among people that I know. They just, I don't know, it's just sort of like a double standard. Like, you know, boys can't wear makeup, but girls can. And I feel like if they want to wear makeup too, that's fine. I also, love the idea that there's men that are sort of not, you know, going full on glam, you know, like Manny MUA and Patrick Star and all them, but men that do like a men's makeup, like, let me see. Alex Faction, if you guys have ever checked his channel out, he used to do some tutorials on like a men's makeup, like man appropriate makeup, if that's what you know, call it, where it's just covering up, you know, some redness or pimples and, you know, just covering up dark circles, just making them look more awake. It doesn't look like they have a lot of makeup. And I honestly want to sneak my husband on here and do like a men's makeup look, because I feel like I could do good makeup on him and it wouldn't look like he was wearing makeup, but I know he's not going to be down for that. I was also trying to talk to Lynn of Glam Fam about, but he doesn't like makeup either. He's not going to be even, he's not even going to do that. So that's, I don't know who else I would use to, you know, like a guy to do that. I think that would be a good thing for people to see, that, you know, men can wear makeup, but it doesn't have to look like they're wearing makeup. If boys are self-conscious about acne and rosacea, why not let them wear makeup? I agree, Kathleen Miller. I agree. Like, there should be no reason why a boy can't wear makeup. And I feel the same with these younger boys doing these amazing makeup looks. Like, a lot of them, obviously are just doing it for YouTube or videos. They're not like walking around like that. But I feel like, makeup is sort of an art form. So if they're really good at it, that could lead to like a really, really good career for them. So I'm all for it. I don't have anything against boys wearing makeup at all. A man with eyeliner can be sexy AF if done right. Every now and then said, I agree. Like, all the hard, like, I invite people to look back at like the 80s glam rock bands. They always had a ton of makeup, eyeliner, like eyeshadow. Remember Boy George? Like, he always had, he still wears amazing eyeshadow and eye looks. I love it. So I'm like, whoever, if you want to do it, then do it. Let me see. Robin, I believe everyone should live their life. Boys can do whatever makes them feel confident. We should all be more tolerant and supportive. I agree, Robin. I totally agree. I wanted to ask like some of my friends that have boys, that have sons, to see what their opinion would be. It's Prince rocked eyeliner, Robin. That is true. And Prince is one of the sexiest men to ever live. And he had a full face of makeup. And so does, what's his name? The guitar guy, I can't remember his name right now. He wears a ton of makeup too. Does makeup sex count? I can't with Lynn. He's on commenting, obviously, then hopped on. I thought you were busy, Lynn. Anyway, yeah, so I feel like if you wanted to wear makeup, boys, I think it's sort of maybe the same that goes for me. Like, if my son wanted to wear makeup like that, 13, 14, maybe stuff to just sort of cover, and then, 15, 16, 17, you can get a little more, and then whatever, do whatever you want. But like I said, I've never had to have really this issue with Xavier, because she's really, really good at makeup. She does amazing makeup, which I honestly want to do a video with her where she does my makeup. But she doesn't want makeup. She'll sometimes, now mind you, she has a crap ton of makeup given her, and she just is, we'll see. She's, sort of late to the makeup game like I was, but at least she knows what she's doing. I had no idea what I was doing at that age. Even in my 20s, I had no idea what I was doing. But yeah, you guys, like, have you guys talked to, like, if you guys have boys, have you talked to your like husbands about this? Kind of sort of a weird topic, I guess, maybe because I'm so into makeup. This is the kind of discussion that I have with people. But I don't know, I just find it weird because there's so many people who are so adverse to, like, if they see a little boy with makeup, like in these videos, they just sort of freak out and have it. I'm like, why? Like, why? Why are you freaking out about it? Lynn at Glam Fam says, I think the mature child has to be considered, and I need them to have a job to pay for it. I agree, because it gets expensive. Or they need to have a parent like me who just gives the stuff that I don't use to my child. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's just this big stigma. I don't know, maybe because I'm in Texas, and in Texas it's so sexist here. I don't want to be like, all of Texas, but it is super like traditional here. Like, me walking around with blue hair, that freaks people out enough. And you add, I guess, I know some guys that walk around that wear a ton of makeup. And I used to work at Sally's Beauty Supply, and there was a guy there that would wear a lot of makeup, and the rude people that would come in and say rude things or just give him the ugliest looks. I've defended him a few different times, being in there, and it's just crazy. It's just makeup, you know what I mean? It's not like it's permanent. It's not tattoos all over your face or whatever. And if you got tattoos on your face, then whatever, that's it too. But makeup just washes right off. I don't see the big deal. Charlene Owens says she's talking to her daughter about makeup now. How old is your daughter, Charlene? I'm just interested because, like I said, I had 2 boys before this, and my daughter's been a little different. Like, I've been open to the idea of her being able to wear makeup. Like, if she wanted to, she could. She just hasn't. And like I said, in my household, it just never came up. My mom didn't wear it, and it wasn't really around. So I never really thought to wear it. There wasn't like it is now with like YouTube and all these makeup companies, and it wasn't so saturated when I was growing up, so it just wasn't something that I was interested in. But I do get this comment a lot, especially on the videos that I do with my daughter where I'm doing her makeup, or if we're just out and about, and I always get people commenting and asking about, what's the appropriate age. And Charlene, she's 10. Yeah, see, at 10, I would probably talk to her about a lip gloss. Like, if she's got, I don't think that people have acne at 10, but if she had like some scars or some acne, just teaching her how to do a little bit of concealer where, it's not a full face of makeup, but I don't know. Let me see. That's the way everywhere. Keep doing what you're doing. Tolerance, people. I am more open about stuff because no one talked about it when I was growing up. Robin Stewart. Yeah, that's true. Like we didn't talk about make. I mean, I was lucky to grow up where I grew up. I grew up in Washington. That's where I'm from. The Tacoma. Well, mostly people know where Seattle is, in the Seattle area. So I was lucky to grow up around a lot of adversity. A lot of I had like a lot of friends that were gay and lesbian growing up. I had people who, boys that would wear makeup, that would dress like boys, or whatever the case may be. I was lucky to grow up around that environment, so it's never been like a serious issue for me. But here in Texas, it's pretty. You run into a lot of people who have a lot of things to say, and it's crazy. I mean, maybe it's just because we're in the South. We're deep down in the South that it's like that. But I honestly feel like when I go home to Seattle to visit, it's just a lot more acceptable there. Like everything's a lot more acceptable there. It's just weird. Glam Fam says Zan has been always been interested in it, but I'm not even willing to consider anything until I can count on her to take excellent care of her skin. I agree, Lynn, because she can tear her skin right up. And we know how Zan she loves a gold eyeshadow. She loves a gaudy lip. That little girl is going to have a ton of makeup when she can. Karen just dropped in. Hey Karen. Our girls are too sexualized at this point. I think 16 is a good age. Let kids be kids as long as possible. There will be plenty of time to wear makeup and look older. Karen, I agree, but I also, in regards to them wearing makeup at a younger age, the makeup I'm talking about at a younger age is, stuff to cover up acne, stuff to, cover up maybe some scarring they have, or somebody mentioned rosacea earlier. Just stuff like that to cover up. I'm not talking about like a full glam face. Something maybe similar to the look I did on Xavier on the, back to school look, minus the contour and all that. But, I definitely feel like, yes, kids are over sexualized, and makeup can look adults look older. Let's be honest. Like some people, like they look way old with makeup on. But I feel like, it's just, I guess, just a level of makeup, like you start off with just a little concealer and build your way up. Charlene Owens, I'm explaining why I don't want her to wear makeup. I want her to enjoy being a child. It's like that here too. Charlene, where are you at? What state are you in? And I agree with them wanting to enjoy being a child. I definitely feel like them wanting to wear makeup for specific reasons. Like I said, if it's because they're sort of worried about acne and that kind of thing, that's a different type of I don't know. I consider those different types of makeup, like makeup to help their, to help with their self-confidence, to hide things or to cover things up, versus makeup for like fun, or makeup just, to wear makeup. Let me see. Karen said, okay, if it's possible, something light to cover a situation, then perhaps. Yeah, Karen, that's talking about. Like, it just depends on, I definitely wouldn't go full on, like full face makeup when they're younger, but, cover acne. I was talking about how when my son was 12, 13, which I told you, like, if he watches this, he's going to kill me that I'm telling people this. I made him a tinted moisturizer because he had really, really bad acne on his cheeks, on his jawline, and just something to help, hide the rest, just to cover that up a little. I did teach him how to spot conceal. I've done the same with Xavier at like 12, 13 years old, where, just to cover some stuff. But I don't know. Like I said, they never came to me. Xavier has never come to me and be like, I want a full face of makeup to wear on a regular day. Oh, Charlie, you're in NC. Yeah, I don't know. It's just some areas are just like that, but I feel like back home in Seattle, it's not that big of a deal. For people to look different or to have, different hair color or piercings or, it's just, I don't know. It's just the South is a little weird with that kind of thing. But yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' opinions on these topics because it's come up a lot in the last week or so for me. Um, Karen says, I definitely understand using as a confidence booster. That's how I got started with makeup. Yeah. Lynn said, I can't stand seeing young girls in cheerleading and pageants with tons of makeup on, which is difficult now that Zan is in gymnastics. Sometimes it can be tough waters to navigate. I agree. This brought up the topic, which I don't know, is weird. I had this discussion with my husband a couple years ago in regards to like pageants. What was that? Toddlers and Tiaras show. I don't know why I was so addicted to that show, but I was. Maybe because it's like a train wreck. Like these little girls, highly overly sexualized with a ton of makeup and hair and all that kind of thing. And it does seem like that's what they push, like in dance, in gymnastics, in cheer. Those little girls look like grown women. And I honestly have a problem with that because a lot of those little girls are literally 5, 6, 7, 8 years old and they have so much makeup on. It is like you can't even tell by looking at their faces that that's a little girl. I honestly have an issue with that. But the weirdest thing was I was having a conversation with my husband thinking, you know, watching that show thinking, I'm going to ask him about, if we had a little girl and if she was in pageants, would he mind her looking like that? And he honestly said he didn't care. And I honestly was a little pissed. I was like, what do you mean you don't care? Like they look like grown women. Like I have an issue with that. I do. And I'm sorry if you are a pageant mom or if you have a daughter in dance. I know I have some friends that I know that I go to school with that their daughters are in dance and gorgeous little girls, but every time I see the pictures with their little outfits and their full face of makeup, it just sort of makes me a little nervous, a little concerned. Um, Millie Ramos says, I think it comes down to intent. That's true. That's the word I was thinking. Like, are you trying to cover up, some scarring or acne to give them a little bit of self-confidence, or are they wanting to wear makeup because they want to look older and they want to look like, a grown-up or whatever? I definitely feel like intent is definitely what you need to look at. But yeah, I honestly, what do you guys think about the little girls in pageants and things like that, and gymnastics and dance that like I don't know, is that one, do they have to wear that kind of makeup? Is that a requirement? My daughter was in gymnastics, but she was a little older and she never went to competition or anything like that. But is that part of the requirement? If you guys have a child that was in dance or cheer or whatever, were they required to wear that kind of makeup, or is it something that the parents do because that gives them an upper hand, or because I don't know. It's sort of weird to me that they would require your child to wear a ton of makeup and stuff. I don't know. That's just a weird thing for me. I've never understood that. But like I said, I've never had a child that has been involved in that kind of thing. But you definitely see it a lot here, especially in Texas, because cheer and gymnastics is huge here. And there are little girls walking around in their little cheerleader outfits. And I don't even get started on how short the little skirts and stuff are. But I don't know. I don't understand that. Millie said, I've never understood the need for it in gymnastics or dance. I don't understand it either. If that's interesting that a dad would respond that way, I would have imagined that a father would not want his baby to be made up that much. Heck, I don't wear that much makeup. Karen, I agree. My husband, I don't know, he was weird. He was just like, well, that's part of what it is, isn't it? Like pageants, they wear makeup and hair. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you wouldn't have a problem with that. That's probably why I never put Xavier in pageants and things. Xavier's a gorgeous little girl. She was a gorgeous little girl, still is, but long hair. But I never put her. Well, for one, she's too sassy for that. She wouldn't have been for that. It's not her personality at all. But I feel like that sort of stopped me from doing that because there's just, I don't know, it's just a lot of makeup, and I love makeup, and that's just a little too much for me. Robin said it makes me so uncomfortable. If it's required, I would really have to think long and hard about participation. I agree, and I have no idea if it's required or not. I guess I'll need to start asking. Maybe I'll ask a couple of the people that I know on Facebook that have children that are in dance, little girls that are in dance. Say it's only part of the costume. Um, yeah, but like, what if you're not wanting your child to wear that? You know what I mean? Like, is that required? It's just crazy to me. Um, but yeah, so like I said, this has just come up a few different times this week, those last couple weeks, in regards to what age is appropriate. And I guess when people see that I wear makeup and they ask if I have a daughter, they, oh, well, what age did you let her wear makeup? And like I said, it was just weird in my house. It was sort of like a natural progression, sort of just, doing a little spot concealer and stuff like that. And like I said, Xavier, every now and then she'll throw on a full face of makeup and shock the hell out of everybody because everyone's like, wait a minute, who are you? But she doesn't do it very often. And, but I honestly, she's 17 now. I mean, I wouldn't really even care if she wore a full face. Even if it's not required, there can be some pretty awful peer pressure if the other girls on the team are doing it. I agree. That there's probably peer pressure along with like probably other, mothers and parents who want all the kids to look the same, I guess, on stage. But good Lord, I don't know. It's just crazy to me that they have like these professional makeup artists that come in and do these girls' makeup. And I know that I think the one mom that I know on Facebook, I think she does her own daughter's makeup, but she doesn't really wear makeup herself. And I think I remember her posting something about needing to learn how to do makeup just so she could do her daughter's makeup for dance. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird to me. Um, we know peer pressure can be a beast. Yes, peer pressure can be a beast. It's weird when it comes from coaches and other family members, or not family members, but other members of the team in regards to makeup that honestly, that's not part of the, costume to me. Part of the costume is the actual costume and maybe hair, but I don't know. It's just really, really weird. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about this because it's just come up a few different times. And then also regards to men wearing makeup. There was a situation at work where somebody was wearing makeup, and I don't know, somebody always has something to say about it, and it was a man, and I don't care. Like, as long as it matches, it looks good, like, I don't care. I don't care if men are wearing makeup. And especially if they're trying to cover up, something and make themselves feel a little better, like, who doesn't want to cover up like acne and that kind of thing? I'm always covering my shit on my face. I am the last person to say anything about that. I'd be very concerned about the damage it may do to their young skin. That's one thing that I would be concerned about, because makeup can damage skin, especially when they're young like that, especially when you don't really know about skincare to begin with. That just makes me concerned for these little girls' future, skin. Millie says she's all for men wearing makeup. So am I. I'm all for men wearing makeup. I'm all for men wearing wigs and hair pieces. And what are these called? What are they called? Where the men are wearing, like, they look like regular hair. I'm all for that. People getting mad about, oh, that's tricking people. Well, we've been tricking people for years with makeup and hair and wigs and all that. So I'm all for men. If, it makes them feel better, gives them confidence, then, I'm all for it. Millie says she loves some of the recent steampunk looks I've seen on guys. Yeah, the steampunk stuff is always really cool. I definitely would never be able to get my husband to do anything like that. I don't know. I think it's cool, but to each his own. Robin or Karen says, just like we wear wigs and weaves, don't care if a man has a man weave and for makeup on a man, as long as it's tasteful. I agree. I always have a problem with people who don't have enough of their own business. It's hard enough to live our own life. I agree. People are always in other people's business. But yeah, I'm all for, when I see these posts about people trying to shame the men that are, doing these man weaves, where it literally looks like I have a fade or, just a regular haircut. And recently it's more popular like on Instagram and Facebook for black men to be doing these weaves, and I'm all for it. I love it. But I always get on there and talk crazy to people who try to shame these men in, I think it's amazing. You can honestly look at the video of the man before when he's bald and he doesn't have hair, and his demeanor, his attitude, and then after they put that man on and he's on something else, he's on another level. You can feel his comments coming through the screen. I'm all for that. So there is no reason to be shaming people, especially the women who have on a full wig or weave themselves talking crazy. I don't get that. You have the same thing. People need to mind their business. The toupee, yeah, Karen, toupees, but they're man weaves now. It's toupee on another level. It's not even like a regular like you think a toupee is. These they got lines, they designs, they got some with braids and dreads. Like, it's amazing. Like, go on Mickey the barber on Instagram, I think is her name. She does really really good man weaves, in Sim J or something like that. Sim J on Instagram. He does amazing man weaves too. Um, MMXCD13. I'm sorry, I'm ruining your name. She says hi, hello. But yeah, I honestly just wanted to get your guys' opinions on kids wearing makeup. I'd be concerned about pedophiles over sexualizing these little girls. I agree. And that was the one thing that I was concerned about when watching like toddlers and tiaras, because it's not just makeup and hair. It's there. Have any of you guys watched that show? It was on for several years. It was several years ago that it was on. It's basically, it shows these little girls that are in pageants, and most of them were in Texas, Georgia, like southern states are big into that kind of thing. But it followed these little girls for like a week, where they would, show how they look normally. They're out playing in the yard or whatever, and then show that what the steps that they go through to get ready for these pageants. And she says, let me see, absolutely, some are absolutely fabulous. I've seen some of those that, oh yeah, she's talking about the man weaves. But anyway, so this show follows them. They get professional hair, makeup, they get tans. A lot of them were getting their hair dyed, nails, like acrylics. It's crazy. Like a lot of stuff that I would never think to do to a 5, 6, 7-year-old, and some of them were even younger. That show was absolutely crazy. And that, like I said, not only the way they look, but their routines, their outfits were very, very highly over sexualized. And that will be my concern as a parent, having those photos and those videos out for some nasty person to be looking at, because they're all over the place. She said, I couldn't stomach that show. It objectified those little girls. I agree, Catherine Miller. And like I said, I watched it because it was like a train wreck, because I couldn't believe like some of the stuff that they were doing. It was so over the top crazy that it was crazy. I didn't care for the show either, but like I said, I could not watch it and just be like, look at this, like this is absolutely crazy. But yeah, it's not on anymore. And but there's still a lot of pageants and stuff that go on here in Texas. You see the little girls tromping around every now and then. They have a whole bunch of them in the bigger cities, like in Austin and stuff like that. It's just crazy. But that definitely is a little too much of everything. Does anybody have like a little boy that's into makeup or hair or anything like that? I know that that's a big issue for some people, although I don't know why. It's, there's good money in the hair industry. Obviously, Linwood of Glam Fam is in the hair industry. There's good money for that. And makeup, there's a lot of, areas in makeup and stuff that's, for anybody to be in. But I just feel like there's a lot of flack of people who have boys that are into that. And I don't really know anybody who has a little boy that's into that kind of thing. But from some of the things that people say that I've heard, where I have to, jump down them, some of the stuff they say is a little crazy. I had to look it up on Google. One site calls them cranial prosthesis. Prosthesis. Oh, cranial prosthesis. I'm sorry, I can't read, and I'm in the medical field. Yeah, Millie Ramos, it was pretty bad. It was like I said, it was on several years ago, and it only maybe was on for maybe 3 or 4 seasons. And they were always getting, flack for the show because it was just a little crazy. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird to me that the double standard that we have for little boys that are interested in that kind of thing and little girls that are interested in that thing, and the different the different ages and things that people are allowing their child to. I mean, because this could go on for, like, we could talk about clothing, we could talk about all kinds of stuff. I know I had the hardest time finding clothes for my daughter. All they sell for little girls for shorts and stuff is like hoochie gear. Is that only here in Texas? Like, where we were having to cut jeans to make her jean shorts because the shorts were so short and so hoochie. I mean, I think yeah, I think that's across the board because I heard somebody else in another state complaining about that. I have fallen in love with Anthony Cutts. That brother is fine too. Yes, I have known of Anthony Cutts for a very long time. I do watch his videos, and I'm gonna just say I'm so happy that his wigs, the edges are so much better. They used to be so bad like a couple years ago. I was like, I love his cuts. He does bomb ass makeup, but can we do something with the edges on these wigs? But he's got it together over the last couple of years. So yes, I love Anthony Cutts, and he is pretty cute. I agree, he is. But yeah, if there was anything else, did you guys want to chat about anything else while we're here? I just honestly, yeah, Millie Ramos said yes, he is. I honestly just wanted to come on here and get your guys' thoughts on makeup and yeah, just that whole thing. Karen said some of these shorts are literally panties with pockets. I agree. Like, it was the hardest finding my daughter short, even now at her age. It's still hard finding her shorts and things that are not hoochie. We don't really shop in the juniors for her when it comes to shorts and things. We go to the ladies and get like, because they actually have like walking shorts that are like down to the knee or a little above the knee. All the clothes for her age group it's just straight hooch. Like, I can't deal with it. I also remember having, like, posting these comments on Facebook and stuff about why are they making like little girls outfits so damn slutty. Like, we don't want our children to dress like that. It was the hardest time finding, shorts and stuff for her. And she's not tall. I mean, we're only 5'3" and 5'4". Like, we're not tall. So to have these shorts where her little butt was hanging out, this is absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, you go into Walmart, you go into Target, all the girls' shorts and stuff are cut like that. I don't know what that is, what that's about. But yeah, is there anything else you guys wanted to chat about while we're here? Any ideas for videos? I'm always asking y'all, trying to have y'all help me out with video ideas. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything going on in the community on YouTube? Have y'all been watching Shane Dawson's series, Jake Paul series? Let me see. Makeup is a form of self-expression, just like clothing. I think the only thing a parent can do is explain how to do it in a non-demeaning, promiscuous way. I agree, Millie. I feel like, yeah, clothing is an expression, but you ain't gonna express how hoochie you are with these hoochie shorts on. That's what we're not gonna express. So I'm lucky that my daughter Xavier has never been that way. Now she's had a couple little friends that have come around and I'm like, your mom let you wear that outside? Or did she see you wear that outside? But Xavier, I'm so lucky she's never been that way. No, I can't stand Jake Paul either. Okay, so I didn't even know who Jake Paul was until a couple weeks ago when these Sean Dawson videos and things came out. I knew Sean Dawson years ago, and I did not realize that he had 18 million subscribers on YouTube. So, because I'm nosy and I don't really like Jeffree Star or anything like that. So I wanted to go ahead because people were talking about how, Jeffree's, we understand him now because of this series that Sean Dawson did. So I watched it and I was like, yeah, I still don't care for Jeffree Star. But, Sean Dawson, this is sort of interesting. But now I am addicted. I've watched all of the Jake Paul stuff. I still don't know who the kid is. I still don't care for him. But I'm literally like, I was stressed out because I ain't been editing videos. I ain't been recording nothing. I have been watching these stupid dosseries on this kid. Hoochie gear and NC too. Yeah, I think it's a she's talking about there's hoochie gear in NC. I think that's an issue that is around the world in regards to clothing for little girls. It's yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand why they make these outfits and shorts and skirts so short for little girls. It's just like it's not cute. It's not the business. But yeah, anyways, if you guys wanted to give me some suggestions for videos, any ideas, how am I doing? Do you guys want to do, how was this live, scheduling this live for you guys? Was it enough, did it give you guys enough time to find, that I was doing it? Did you guys get notification about it? I scheduled it, and this is something new I've never done before, so I was just sort of trying to figure out how it works. So I'm hoping that everybody or more people were able to find it, because I did a live last time, sort of last minute, and there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, I missed it." So I wanted to, schedule it to see if that was better for you guys, if you guys could get here. Let me see. I was introduced to Jake Paul via Disney. Can't stand Jeffrey. Yeah, I don't even watch Disney or anything anymore, Karen. My kids are older. Like Xavier, my youngest is 17. So I don't know anything about any of this stuff that's going on none of these younger kids on YouTube. I don't watch none of that shit. She said yes. Sounds like my husband's home. Maybe he's home. He's home. Maybe he'll come up and say hi. Anyway, she said, yes, I like the scheduling thing so I could set up a reminder. Yes, the notification came fine. Good. So I guess I'll just try to go ahead and schedule these lives now on, and hopefully that'll give people enough time. I just figured like yesterday I scheduled it sort of last minute, so maybe I'll do it a few days out. But per suggestions, like you guys said last time, I'm going to go ahead and keep trying to do these on the weekends, on like a Saturday or a Sunday in the evening time. Does this time work for you guys, sort of in the evening? I don't know, I know that a lot of you guys are spread all over the place. So I know I even have people, I think, that are in the Netherlands that watch, which is cool. And so I don't know like the time frames for everybody, but I hope that this is a good time for everybody. And what about, are you guys interested in watching some live, like get ready with me's, or maybe some live demos on my daughter, like a certain technique, or something where you guys can actually watch me do it and ask questions? That could be something I could do as well. Time works good for her. I would like to do some like get ready with me's. Okay, so most everybody's saying that this time works good. I'm recovering from partying yesterday. Sincere, you always out partying somewhere. Girl, you need to go ahead and share the wealth, because I don't go anywhere anymore. Estonia, 2:45 a.m. here. Oh, I'm so sorry, hon. It's 2:45 in Estonia. I'm sorry. But you're up here watching, so I'm happy about that. Yes, do more lives. Keep the scheduling so I don't miss you. I got you. Thank you, Karen. All of that sounds fine. So perfect. So I can go ahead and do some live videos where I can do like get ready with me's, or maybe we'll do some live demos of makeup. Yeah, because those sound like fun. I just have to have my daughter here. She's not here right now. She's at her dad's, so I'll have to borrow her when she gets home. But yeah, maybe we'll do some stuff. She's going to have, Xavier's having surgery next Thursday. So we'll be home for, 4 or 5 days. I'll be home for 4 or 5 days with her. She'll be home for a little bit after that. So maybe I can go ahead and drag her out of bed and make her sit here while she's high on medication, and, let me make up her face or whatever, to get her out of bed. But anyway, yeah, so I guess that is it for now. I was trying to sort of stall out to see if my husband was going to come up and say hi, but I don't think he's probably out messing with the truck or something. But yeah, anyway, I will go ahead and start scheduling these whenever I can, and I definitely want to do more of them. So that is about it. If you guys have anything else, then just make sure to leave them in the comments below or on the chat, and I'll come back and answer any questions. But yeah, thank you guys for stopping by and chatting with me. I'm going to go ahead and finish my wine and attempt to have my husband take me somewhere. I don't know where. I think we're going to go to the movies or something. I need to get out of this house. I would like to learn more about how you choose colorful eyeshadows that go together and how to build them from base to the shading. That's definitely something I can do, Millie. I can do some eyeshadow looks live so you guys can see the actual process. And so you guys can see that it doesn't take that long. When I say a lot of these looks that I do are quick, I get up at 6 in the morning. I ain't got time to do a whole 2 hour face. I ain't got time. So that would be something that I could do on live so you guys can see real time that stuff doesn't take very long. Okay, you guys, thank you. Have a nice weekend. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody. Bye, Karen. Bye, Millie. Bye, Sincere. Love you guys. Thank you guys for stopping by.